Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be talking about things that I feel like I would do differently if I was to get pregnant again. I'm not regretting anything. It's more a lessons learned type of stuff because I experienced it and now I know things that I didn't know before going into it for the first time. And that's normal. It's normal to look back at your life and be like, I would do this differently. It doesn't come from the same place as regret. It comes from a place of like reflection and just learning. This is for my mamas. This is for my mamas to be. This is for my girls who are planning to get pregnant, dream of getting pregnant, want to get pregnant one day. So I'm just trying to have like a real ass conversation, to be honest. When you're a first time mom or you're trying to have a baby for the first time, you think or you have this idea in your head that everything is very aesthetic. Everything is beautiful. Everything is just, I don't know, by appearance, supposed to be calm and cute. And like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like if you're a girl, you would understand exactly what I'm saying. Mommy content, baby content on social media is portrayed very aesthetic. It's very pleasing to the eye. And I feel like that's why women going into motherhood or going into pregnancy, marriage even, honestly, anything, it's romanticized, it's glamorized on social media. We use social media for everything now to form our ideas about things in life. The first thing we do is go on there to get an idea of what it is like to have a baby or be pregnant or whatever, right? Unless you're talking to the people in your circle, which I feel like is the first thing that we should do. We're isolated these days. We're not really talking to our families and our grandparents as much. And I feel like we should be, but most of the time we are. The first thing that women do before getting pregnant or when they're pregnant is follow all these mommies. Mommy? Mamacita? In order for things to be eye-catching on social media, they have to be aesthetic. It's just a hard freaking truth. And even though you think you're preparing, in your head, you're convincing yourself that you're preparing by looking at other people's content, looking at other people's lives, and looking at other people's advices. You know, their lists on their essentials and all that stuff, and how they feel and look pregnant and how they feel and look as a mother and with a baby in their arms. Even though you may be just using it to prepare or maybe inspiration, you are planting little seeds of expectation in your mind. And then what happens is that when you're actually in it and you realize, oh, this shit is hard. And not only is it hard, it's not always pretty. What's beautiful about it isn't beautiful aesthetically. Like, it's not beautiful through appearance. Your baby's beautiful, right? And a mother is beautiful because look at what the heck she's doing. It's an amazing thing. But it's not beautiful in a material or aesthetic way. And I feel like content on social media really makes it seem that way, even though we may not think it is doing that, okay? So it's like planting these little seeds of expectations in your mind that when it comes down to it, I feel like we may not all admit it, but we do feel a little bit of a letdown when we realize it doesn't feel like what I was watching on social media. I would maybe follow one or two people that give advice on the more technical stuff, like on the science part of it, like what you should feed your baby and maybe breastfeeding tips, like people who actually go on social media to give real advice. A person telling you, get a lactation consultant to go to your home after you leave the hospital, that is real advice, not here are my breastfeeding and pumping essentials. Do you know what I mean? Because all of that, we know that already. We can figure it out. We can go on Amazon, look up nipple butter, and we're straight. I just feel like, yes, you can use it to inform yourself. Don't get too caught up in it. Don't let how it looks on social media form your perception of what motherhood is. Be content with your own path and your own journey and the way that it's gonna go. You just don't wanna be disappointed over dumb stuff that didn't even matter in the first place. If your baby's healthy and you're healthy and your baby's here, that's what freaking matters. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Speaking of essentials and pumping essentials, breastfeeding essentials, baby essentials, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. I know that there are things that are helpful. I understand. Like, honestly, take my opinions with a grain of salt, because I'm just saying, don't get caught up in this stuff. This obsession with feeling like we need to prepare for a baby as if we are literally planning a wedding, I think is insane to me. I was there. I got caught up in it. And I know that making a registry and having a baby shower is all part of the experience, but I think that we also do take it a little too far. There are a lot of things we don't need. Sometimes we just want to buy something because it fulfills us, and we get obsessed with the preparation and having everything set and organized. But to be honest, you really don't need that many things. I think it's this false idea to consume things that it like makes you feel like you're preparing. But honestly, if you prepare health-wise and mentally, it is gonna go a way longer way than you having like 5 different bottles and a bottle warmer and a freaking sterilizer and all this shit. Do you know what I mean? An example of like buying too much shit. I had like maybe 10 different types of cups trying to transition my baby from a bottle to a cup. And just get something that's insulated. Start with a straw, then work your way up to just a regular cup. But you don't need to buy all these weird cups. Like the one that they have to bite down to like, so that the liquid could come out. My daughter just like looked at it and threw it away. Like she was like, what the hell? Like keep it simple. Straw to open cup. Bottle, straw, open cup. That's it. Open. And a freaking diaper changing table, which is so pointless, y'all. I could do a video just about the things that we don't really need. But a diaper changing table is actually ridiculous because I changed my baby. I changed my baby the entire time on the floor, on the couch. You just need a changing pad. But a whole table for that, that's crazy. That's like a waste of space in my opinion. If you have the money to buy all these things and you want to, then do you, boo-boo. I'm talking about the average woman out here. And the average woman does not need to buy these things, nor I don't think they can. All right, we're not all rich. Okay, we're not all rich. Most of us aren't rich. Okay, the other thing is stressing about milestones. I was guilty of this, guilty as charged, honey. My baby, there's something wrong with my baby. She won't walk. I just think that in my head, I was like worried. And mind you, my daughter was actually on time or ahead of each milestone. So I don't know why I cared that much or worried because she was doing amazing. I think it's just this idea of milestones. Like, I think it's important to know them. Hear me out. I think it is more important to know your baby than to know the milestone. Know your baby in the sense that every baby is different. Every baby has a different journey on this life. And although milestones are like a guideline and they do mean something, they have value, but I don't think you should feel stressed out about it. Like inside, you shouldn't feel stressed out about it because a lot of the things that they are gonna do, they're gonna do it naturally and when they're ready. And all you're there for is to just guide them, but not push it on them, not force it on them. Listen to what they're showing you. Listen to their signs, watch their signs of when they're ready. For example, when I started noticing that my daughter was trying to get on her knees, I let her be on the floor as much as possible. Did I start doing all these crazy things to get her to walk? No, just get her to be up and about. That's why I don't believe in like having all these different like walkers and bro, they're gonna do it regardless. I think my only tip is holding their like hips and walking so that they can gain the strength in the core for the most, and then like walking with them. Like all of this is natural though. They're gonna give you the sign of when they're ready. So just not stressing about it and like actually losing sleep over these milestone things. My daughter ended up using the spoon and the fork whenever the heck she wanted to. And I think it was just on time. Before 2 years old, she can use it. My baby is now getting potty trained and she just turned 2 last month. I think that's perfect. It's because she wanted to. I attempted it 3 times and I'm like, oh my God, when is she gonna be potty trained? It's when she really was like, okay, I wanna go pee in the potty. There are things that you should be concerned about. And that's why I think it's important to really be informed on what is considered normal and what's not normal. I think the next baby, I am going to just go to the thrift stores and that's it. Why would I buy new? So I believe like buying new clothes for special occasions, like things that you want to keep with you forever, to remind yourself of like, oh, that's what they wore on their birthday, or when they went on that trip, or when we took them here for the first time. They stain them immediately. They will stain almost all of their clothes, and you're gonna have to wash them so much. You're gonna be doing so much laundry that the clothes will just look worn out a lot faster. The next time I get pregnant, I wanna work out. I wanna actually work out at least 3 times a week. I feel like it is very hard to do it because you're so tired, but this time around, I'm not gonna work. I did work before, and I know that a lot of women have to work during pregnancy, but I don't think that it is a time to be putting your like other people's needs before yours. It is a time to literally take care of your body and be as relaxed as much as possible. It doesn't mean that you can't do labor work, like physical labor. I think if anything, we should move when we're pregnant. We should move a lot. But if you're lucky enough to have a partner who, you know, helps you just be a stay-at-home mom, girl, please take it. Please take it. I was working with children while I was pregnant. Like, I'm over here taking care of 24 children before I have my own. I was exhausted by the time mine came. So tired. Driving 2 hours a day. Oh my God, that was not the best for my body. I was always in this crunched up position and stressed out, because driving is stressful, especially when you're like, oh my God, I have me and another life that I have to take care of right now and prevent any accident. And it's just a lot more like high alert, that you don't realize that you're tensing up, you're under stress. And so if your job is causing you stress, like, you need to talk to your husband. You need to talk to your husband. You need to talk to your husband and tell him to keep your ass home. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna work out because I don't have a job. I'm gonna work out because I'm home. I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, so I don't have an excuse. But I do realize that it is hard. So, especially, like, I didn't work out the last pregnancy because I was working so much. I was so exhausted by the time I got home. So definitely will make that a priority. I am so overwhelmed with all the videos and all the photos I have on my phone of my baby. It's too much. It's too much. And I feel like when you use a camera, you're a lot more intentional with what you photograph or what you record. I don't know what it is, but on our phones, we're just, because it's easy, right? It's easy access. But I think the next time, since my in-laws are here, I do not need to be sending pictures, photos, videos all the time. So I'm going to stick to a camera and a video camera, and that's it. My phone is, I can't do it. I can't, like, once in a while, maybe take a picture on my phone, but I really want to be conscious this time of like not recording every single thing on my phone. It's ridiculous. It's too much. It's too much. And although I love to look back at them, a camera, I feel like, is a lot more intentional. Choosing an OBGYN that you're comfortable with is important. Not only because if you have a concern, you want them to really try to figure it out with you. I feel like a lot of OBGYNs are just very like, that's normal. And that's it. You're like left with no answers whatsoever. And then you just end up on Google anyways, even though you pay like $200 a month for insurance. So if you don't feel comfortable with the OBGYN, leave and find a new one. Who cares? Like, you want to feel comfortable. These days, there's a lot of OBGYNs that also incorporate integrative medicine. So they'll give you and they'll have knowledge on things that don't just involve straight up like over-the-counter drugs or, you know, pharmaceuticals. Like, they can give you remedies that are safe for pregnancy. You want someone who's knowledgeable on that. Like, if I would have known that magnesium would have helped me with the nausea, that would have saved me so much pain, stress, even depression, low-key. I had really bad nausea every single day, every single hour for 12 weeks. And it was just all the OBGYN would say with a mask on. It wasn't even the pandemic. She just had the mask on the whole time. So I never really even saw her face. I felt very disconnected. She was just like, yeah, that's normal. Suck on a popsicle, you'll be fine. Ginger, there is a medicine that I can give you. You know, like, girl, someone who has the time to explain to you what's going on in your body. Like, so that you are not going home and you're like, why is this happening to me? it's like you can understand it a lot better. So I honestly don't know if I'm gonna even have a birth plan. Because what even is that? I don't know if you've watched my last video. I did a video on YouTube a while ago about my experience giving birth, and it was very traumatic. And I feel like I would have spoken up a lot more. I would have been open to maybe changing the plan if I wasn't so stuck on how I wanted it to go. You know what I mean? So, like, maybe, yes, have preferences and tell your doctor about those preferences. Go to a hospital and ask them what you're in control of, and don't be afraid to say what you want. But to like have a birth plan and then take birthing classes and all this stuff, which the birthing classes were not really that necessary. Because when you're in a bit, you don't even know what's going on. You're like, there is such a thing as too much preparation, in my opinion. Because this is something that, like, literally in minutes and seconds, things can change. So to put that stress and waste all that time preparing so much, like, I mean, you should prepare your body. You should prepare your health. You should prepare health-wise. You should prepare yourself. Mentally, you should prepare yourself. But to have a birth plan and the way that you wanted to go and all that stuff, it can honestly always change. So don't put so much emphasis on that. At least that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to plan shit. I want a baby that's healthy, and that's it. And the last thing is that I want to breastfeed. I want to breastfeed this time. I tried it, and my daughter had a tongue tie, but I don't even think that was the real reason as to why I couldn't. I feel like we could have probably gone over that hurdle and, gone through that if I would have had a lactation consultant come to the house, if I would have had better guidance and patience and just knowledge about how it actually feels to breastfeed. Like, oh, she just latched on so easily. That doesn't happen all the time, The biggest mistake that we tell women is that it's supposed to be natural. It's a natural thing. And I do believe that to a certain extent, because back then women would breastfeed all the time. But it has gotten lost a little bit in society, those instincts, I feel, just due to modernization and other distractions, that we have maybe lost that connection with our bodies. I don't know what it really is, and that's honestly a deep dive. But for the most part, I think breastfeeding is not only the best option for your baby, but it's also the best option for you. I'm just not gonna go into it thinking that I'm gonna know how to do it right off the bat, because I thought that it was gonna be easy, and it was the complete opposite. And I felt even more frustrated because I'm like, why can't I do this? Why does it feel so hard? Why is it so hard? It shouldn't be hard. It is okay if it's hard, and it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to have a lactation consultant come to your house and be with you for a few weeks even. Like, if that is the case, if that's what you need to do, I would rather take a lactation class over a birthing class, to be honest. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do no birthing class or nothing like that like I did the first time. I'm just gonna go straight to a lactation class and also have a lactation consultant. But the reason why I wanna breastfeed is because pumping is a lot more work. I think it's a lot more work. And I feel like it disrupts, this is what is natural, where the baby and the milk production, it kind of just, with their saliva and how much they eat, it's like your production caters to your baby's needs. But when you're pumping, you have to forcefully and artificially let your breast, your body know, hey, make milk. And it's just, it's not impossible. And it worked for me for almost 7 months. It was painful. It was a lot more work, because even when my baby wouldn't wake up, I had to wake up to pump. If not, I would lose my milk. So it was very exhausting, very time consuming, all those bottles, oh my God. Washing the pump parts, disinfecting it and sterilizing it and doing it all over again and charging it and carrying all that stuff with you. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but I really hope so. And I'm gonna try everything to do it. I know breastfeeding is very hard too. It can be draining. I don't think it's easy at all, but I do think that that is the best way to go. Not only is breast milk so good for your baby, because formula is very expensive too. And even though I had to use formula eventually, oh my God, it was so expensive. And there are better formulas out there these days, but it still will never compare to breast milk. We literally make it for a reason. The first time around, I thought pumping would be easier. And that's why I felt like it was easy to just be like, I'll just pump. No, it was very, very painful. Very painful. It was like a full-time job on top of being a full-time mother. I would also, and this is the last thing, I would definitely focus on boosting my immune system, not just taking the prenatals and not just eating well, but taking it a step further and taking vitamin D3 and K2, not just when you're breastfeeding, but before, because your immune system is obviously going to go down. Like, it's not going to be the best when you're pregnant. It's just naturally that way. So focusing on immune boosting, and like consistently, that is important. I don't want to obsess over the dates and the raspberry leaf tea, because it's just, I don't know, does it really do something? Like, do the dates really help? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not really quite sure. So I'm just gonna focus on truly the things that will help give me energy, keep my iron up and my immune system up. And, you know, that's really most important stuff. I'll take more pictures of myself. I'll definitely take more pictures of myself pregnant. And I also will take more pictures with like cute outfits. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I really want to be a little bit cuter if I get pregnant again. Because I felt like I looked like a whole mess. And looking back, honestly, I felt like a mess and I felt like bleh. But looking back, I do look beautiful because I was pregnant. But I want to focus on like treating myself, maybe getting prenatal massages here and there, going to the chiropractor here and there, you know, prenatal chiropractor. Yeah, like treating myself a little bit, and then and sleeping. I want to sleep. I want to nap. I didn't nap at all. When I was first pregnant. Like I didn't nap at all my first pregnancy. Oh my Lord. I did not. And so now that I know you don't really sleep after you have a baby, I was waking up every 2 hours for 8 months. 8 months. I'm gonna sleep this time. Anytime my daughter, my toddler sleeps, I'm gonna sleep. I don't know, I say all this stuff and probably it's just gonna go all out the window because every single pregnancy is different. Every baby is different. But I don't know. I'm just reflecting. They're not even expectations. Because if I can't commit, I won't be hard on myself, but I'm gonna try. Let me know down below what are the things that you would do differently. At least share one, because I feel like we all do look back at our first pregnancies if we've been pregnant before and we say, yeah, won't stress out that much about that thing, won't stress out too much about that one thing, or damn, next time I actually will try harder on this, or whatever it is. Share that down below and free yourself, girl. Free yourself. We're not perfect. We're not, but we're trying to be better every time, right? That's literally life. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.